So I actually am a manager for Jim Beam, and we were a sponsor of Dan Weldon back in 2006. And that's actually the year he won the 500 with Jim Beam. And Jay was racing Indy Lights that year, and we got introduced through a mutual friend when we were during the month of May. So, yeah, we're actually coming up on our anniversary here next week.
Yeah.
And how many years is that?
2006, what are we, 17? So
11 years?
Going on 11 years.
11 years, yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
And what's your version?
Yeah, let's hear this.
Since you said that.
Well, she was kind of chasing me around the track.
Can you talk just a little bit louder?
Sure. So yeah, she was kind of chasing me around the. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's all good. No, I was just kidding. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
He saw me and immediately knew. The accident threw me for a loop. At first, I was like, I can't understand this guy, but it all worked out.
And so since then, when did you guys get married?
End of 2011.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so it's obviously been quite the journey for you. So you guys moved to Florida?
Yes.
And came back here to talk about kind of your guys' journey leading up to before Hudson.
So we actually moved to Florida, both of us, for our jobs. And Jay was racing in IndyCar during that time. And at one of the racetracks, I actually had an incident where I fell off of a scooter and I suffered a traumatic brain injury. And then I was rushed to the ICU, and during my stay, I suffered a stroke. And we were living in Florida at the time, and I needed, care, and I wasn't able to drive for a while. So we moved back to Indianapolis, where we had family and friends that could help. And that is the reason, why we had to go through all the fertility treatments.
And so that was a 5-year process. Kind of talk about that.
So because of the accident and my injuries I sustained, we knew that getting pregnant probably wasn't going to be easy, but at that time it wasn't determined that it was like a for sure thing. So when we did start trying, it was pretty immediate that we knew, we were going to need advanced help in order to get pregnant. So we started seeing a fertility specialist, and we started out with the IUIs, and I did 3 IUIs. And it was soon after that they were like, okay, we need more advanced. And so the next step is then IVF. And that's when, we started the IVF cycles. And, it's a drawn out process. There's a lot of shots, and there's, periods of time that you have to wait. And so we went through quite a few IVFs. And that's when the other fertility clinic basically said, you don't have a chance of getting pregnant. The quality of egg, there's just a lot, because of your accident. We just don't think that you have a chance. You should probably start looking at other options. So we had talked about adoption, and we were weighing out all of our options. And that's when, Jay said, we need to go get a second opinion. And that's when we went to Midwest Fertility Specialist, and we saw Dr. Culver. And they are so thorough there, and he took the time, and he really looked at, what had happened and the injuries I had sustained in the past accident. And he told us that, to give him one more chance if we had it in us. And he thought that we could create a healthy embryo, but that we would have to find a surrogate to carry the child for us, because I wouldn't be able to carry it because of my past accident. And we thought, oh my gosh, we actually have a chance after being told, there's no hope really for you. So Jay and I are like, we're going to give it one more chance. And that was my 7th IVF. And that's when, the first try with what we call our angel oven, we were able to get pregnant. 5 years later.
And kind of talk about just, it's really difficult going through that whole process and just wanting it so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of talk about that a little bit more.
Yes. So I'll probably get emotional, but I mean, I say it all the time, but it was like the most painful 5 years because, you know, when you're, as women, we think that that's what we're supposed to do, right? It's supposed to be natural that, you know, you grow up and most people think, oh, I'm going to be a mom. You know, you don't think how hard it is for some people to get there, you know, or what it's going to entail. And I had always dreamed of being a mom and, you know, having a big family. And so, you know, every day to wake up and think, you know, how am I going to become a mom? It's not going to be easy. And we were willing to do anything to become parents, anything. And so to be able to wake up every day and just think, you know, this may happen, this may never happen. It was a long journey, and by the grace of God and Jay's support and love and our family, you know, I was able to get out of bed and keep fighting the good fight, is what I said, you know, and I would have done anything to become a mom. And so, but you know, it took a lot of support from Jay and our family to just say, you know, you guys are healthy. Somehow, some way, you guys will become parents. Just keep believing, keep praying, and something good will happen.
And Jay, watching her go through all of this, obviously it's an extremely emotional time. My parents went through the same situation.
Oh, they
So
did.
I'm really familiar with at least what they told me and everything. It can't be easy.
Yeah, it's not easy. There's nothing easy about this. And, you know, the worst part was, you know, seeing her face when you do the pregnancy test and you're not pregnant. And you're like, oh man, you know, we got to go through this again, you know, and just knowing how difficult it was for her. I just wanted to be as supportive as possible, and, you know, I always put a positive spin on everything, no matter what, always look on the positive, and just kept saying, you know, keep going, we'll just keep changing things. This is, you know, it's a science, and it's not so simple, so.
Yeah, there was a lot of tears shed during those 5 years, and he was always there to catch me, you know, and had I not had that, you know, you have to have that when you're going through this process. You can't be alone on this journey, because it is, you feel so isolated and helpless, and you're emotional, and it's physically, mentally, financially exhausting and draining. So
So the day you found out that this is really going to happen,
Yeah.
and little Hudson is on his way, what's going through your head? Kind of that initial, you just found out that this will actually probably work.
So when you go through infertility, obviously, you know, it's not the normal finding out you're pregnant, but there was blood work done, and Dr. Culver, I was waiting by my phone, and usually, oh, you're fine. I probably have mine on too.
My parents are leaving for Europe right now. So like, why did you call me yet? Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
So tell me, just start over on that part.
So
You got the blood work.
yeah, so we got the blood work, and you usually get your blood work back on Fridays. So there were so many weekends over, you know, the previous 5 years that were really rough. They were really, really depressing weekends. And so we knew on this particular Friday that Dr. Culver was going to call and give us the results. So of course I have my cell phone like in my hand. I'm, you know, trembling, waiting. And he called, and I remember it like it was yesterday. His voice was really pitched, and I could tell almost like he was emotional. And I thought, is this a good emotional or a bad emotional? And he just said, I have the most exciting news for you. And it worked. And I fell to my knees and just sobbing and praising everyone and God that helped us, get through this journey to become parents.
And Jay, that moment for you.
Yeah, I was driving to a track, and I don't think you called me early because I thought the results were coming on a Friday or something like that, and Courtney didn't tell me that Dr. Culver was calling, and she called, and I'm, driving. It's so boring. I was going somewhere like Iowa or somewhere. It's just, plain flat roads, so boring. I'm like, oh, whatever. And she calls, and I'm like, yeah. And she says, you're going to be a dad. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, So,
I'd always envisioned, how couples announce their pregnancy, and sometimes they're so amazing. And, when you wait 5+ years to become parents, I had all these wonderful ideas of how I was going to do it, and share the news. But I was just so stinking excited. I couldn't even I picked up the phone and I called them, and then I thought, I had so many ideas, so many Pinterest-worthy announcement ideas. But when you waited and you went through as much as we did, just to share that with him, that your love and support and patience with me, it was all worth it.
big lift, just gone from being here to just here every day.
And Hudson in your life now. Tell us about him.
Honestly, it doesn't matter what's going on in our day or good, bad, indifferent. You look at Hudson and life is so good, and we are so blessed to have a healthy baby boy, and we've been very humbled from our experience. And it doesn't matter, you just see him smile or his little giggle, and it's there's not a day or a minute or a moment that goes by that I don't count my blessings, our blessings, to have him and to know how lucky we are.
And so your sponsor is Midwest Fertility, that's what they're called, right?
Yes.
Kind of a different sponsor for IndyCar, and it's to bring awareness to this. So when people see you're sponsored by Midwest Fertility, what do you want them to get from that?
Sure. We got the greatest gift ever that we could ever wish for in Hudson. And so when we went through this process, everyone is so, because it's supposed to just be a natural thing. Everyone wants to stay quiet, don't talk about it. This is almost embarrassing, this is, just don't talk about it. Everything we went through, maybe if there was someone else that we could have talked to, maybe got some other advice, maybe you'd talked to someone that had been through an experience like we had been through, maybe we would have done things different, maybe, who knows? And at the end of the day, we just want to bring awareness to this, infertility, issues that people have, let people know that it's not embarrassing, it's not something to be ashamed of. There are good people out there that can help. And if we can get just one couple pregnant and get to have the joy that we experience now from having Hudson, then that's a win-win for us. And we've said to many people, just message us on social media, Facebook, whatever, reach out to us if we can help. We'd love to. And Midwest Fertility is just, it's an amazing place. So
We just want to give couples that are going through this hope, to know they're not alone. Mm-hmm. And it's not their fault. There's no rhyme or reason to why certain people battle this. But there is help out there, and to not be ashamed. And, you know, to use as an example that, you know, we fought so hard and so long, and we worked, but we worked to have Hudson, and it was all worth it. It was all worth it. And, you know, the hours spent at the doctor's offices, you know, the amount of shots and medicine and prescriptions and, you know, just energy and effort and the money spent, you know, we would do it again in a heartbeat because it made us parents.
Love it. And then heading into this weekend in the Indy 500, you'll be right
Yep.
at home.
Yep.
And you get to have probably your two biggest fans at each side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's a
no.
good luck charm.
Yeah. Super excited to be back in the car. It's going to be a very new experience for me, having Hudson by my side. You know, I've had Courtney with me for a while now, so yeah, it's going to be different having him around. Racing for something more than just myself now. I actually have on my helmet my wife's handprint, Hudson's footprint, and my dog's paw print on my helmet, so be carrying them with me. Yeah, super excited. I'm really fortunate. I've got a great team, good car. Should be a lot of fun.